Give me a minute while I get it up, said the actress to the bishop. We have the latest addition to our streaming kit, which is my new mic arm. Uppy downy, lefty righty. That's Michael arm to you. Yes. Do I have any tattoos? No. If I ever did get a tattoo, it would have to be ridiculous but inconspicuous. Maybe a marzipan tattoo. The most likely tattoo I'll ever get is maybe if Dawnwalker does change my life, which it might do, then I might get a little, the Dawnwalker symbol somewhere, like on my forehead. Maybe if I shave my head and then get a tattoo on my shaved head. Now, this is the story. A friend of mine had never got a tattoo and he wanted to get one, and he got his first West End show opposite someone very famous. Wasn't the boy in striped pajamas, but it's the similar themes. He was like, I'm gonna get a tattoo to commemorate this. It took his girlfriend going, are you sure you want your tattoo to be a Nazi axe? He went, oh, yeah, maybe not. Don't use bare hands for soup. Will to something, 2025. Don't use bare hands for soup. Yes. If anything, use your own hands. One moment you're straight and tequila makes you snog lots of girls. Yeah. Yes, I can verify the truth of this statement. Have I told you about my incredibly middle-class allergy? My incredibly middle-class allergy is that I'm allergic to cheap wine, which I discovered when I was 18. It was the last day of school. Everyone brought in some stuff, and I think someone brought in either Echo Falls or it was like Lambrini or something very cheap and very fizzy. That was when I discovered I had a sulfite allergy. My face just went like, it was the first time I found out what a hive was. People had mentioned them before. I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? This sounds like something bizarre. And then, yes, my face went all very red and blotchy, and I needed to lie down. I had a strange thought the other day. I don't know why I'm having this thought, but what proportion of people who get accused of doing bad things are subs? What percentage of criminals are subs? I think that's my question. I think it's low. Exactly, we're all mostly good people. What? Look, I meant we are mostly good people. As in, people are mostly good people. Oh god. How many DOMs are anarchists? Sorry, how many anarchists are DOMs? Or rather, how many anarchists are subs? I think very few. Yes, all the subs are being very good boys or girls or people. I'd probably be a sub because being a dom sounds like so much work, but I also have trust issues subbing, so it sounds terrifying to me. Fair. Right, I didn't expect to be talking about people's sexual proclivities and whether or not that led to them being inherently a criminal. Not to say that I don't think I'd ever be capable of abuse, because you've got to be wary of yourself. But I feel like my natural tendency is not one of domination. Right, that's where I was going. There's no auto mod. I've killed it. You know, you could fiddle with the bits, but there was no Italian noises. My spiciest take is, I don't believe in Italian food. Now, what do I mean by this? It's obviously Italian food exists. Obviously Italy exists. I don't think anyone knows what Italian food is, okay? We know what pizza is, do we? Do we know what pizza is? I think Italian food, or rather, I think Italians are very proud of their food because most of, Italian food for them is basically just made with very nice, fresh ingredients. But my experience of eating Italian food in Italy has always been fucking awful. I expected eating Italian food in Italy to be walking into some nonna's house and she would prepare me something gorgeous made with some tomatoes picked in her back garden and some basil. And I think the worst pesto pasta I've had in my life was in Genoa. French food is all technique and some ingredient. I ate a Frenchman. I've only eaten raw eggs twice. Oh no, I used to do it for a party trick. That was weird. That was a weird phase of my life. But I had to do it for a show once, and they were stored in a little fridge on the set. And it was one of those little fridges where they had a little freezer compartment on the top that wasn't entirely separate, and they'd been sitting slightly too close to that. And one show, I ended up having to swallow a semi-frozen raw egg. Yeah. I think in the UK the statistic is that if you were to eat 2 raw chickens, you would almost certainly get salmonella. If you ate one raw chicken, there's like a 50% chance. Marriage eye dipped in dark chocolate. Stuff me in a date and cover me in dark chocolate. For those of you unaware, on Christmas Day, It is traditional, and when I say traditional, again, probably invented in the early 1900s by some Victorians who wanted to stop people masturbating. It's basically a fruitcake doused in brandy, and also sometimes you put a penny in it. Whoever finds the penny is the dom for the day. And then you serve it by lighting it on fire, and then you also serve it with either brandy cream or brandy butter, because apparently brandy is the only thing that makes people feel anything in the UK. Oreo-flavoured Coke? Oh, for God's sake. Somebody needs to be shot. Ore. Ore, ore. Ore, ore, oreo. Of course I'm not reading. You know what you're here for, right? That there's a fanboy in me and also a world dom in me.